Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to go ahead and read you a chapter from the Bible. Today I will be continuing with Numbers chapter 33. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. And Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of the Lord. And these are their journeys according to their goings out. And they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the morrow after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which the Lord had smitten among them. Upon their gods also the Lord executed judgments. And the children of Israel removed from Ramses and pitched in Succoth. And they departed from Succoth and pitched in Etham, which is in the edge of the wilderness. And they removed from Etham, and turned again unto Pi Hahiroth, which is before Baal Zephon. And they pitched before Migdol. And they departed from before Pi Hahiron, and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and pitched in Marah. And they removed from Marah, and came unto Elim. And in Elim were 12 fountains of water, and 60 palm trees, and they pitched there. And they removed from Elim, and camped by the Red Sea. They removed from the Red Sea, and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. And they took their journey out of the wilderness of Sin, and encamped in Dophkah. And they departed from Dophkah, and encamped in Alash. And they removed from Alash, and encamped in Rephidim, where was no water for the people to drink. And they departed from Rephidim, and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai. And they removed from the desert of Sinai, and pitched at Kibroth Hattaavah. And they departed from Kibroth Hattaavah, and encamped at Hazeroth. And they departed from Hazeroth, and pitched in Rithmah. They departed from Rithmah, and pitched in Rimmon Perez. And they departed from Rimmon Perez, and pitched in Libnah. And they removed from Libnah, and pitched in Rissah. And they journeyed from Rissah, and pitched in Kehelatha. And they went from Kehelatha, and pitched in Mount Shapher. And they removed from Mount Shapher, and encamped in Haradah. And they removed from Haradah, and pitched in Makheloth. And they removed from Makheloth, and encamped at Tahath. And they departed from Tahath, and pitched at Tara. And they removed from Tara, and pitched in Mithkah. And they went from Mithkah, and pitched in Hashmanah. And they departed from Hashmanah, and encamped at Moseroth. And they departed from Moseroth, and pitched in Bene Jaakan. And they removed from Bene Jaakan, and encamped at Hor Haggidgad. And they went from Hor Haggidgad, and pitched in Jothbatah. They removed from Jothbatah, and encamped at Ebronah. And they departed from Ebronah, and encamped at Ezion-Geber. They removed from Ezion-Geber, and pitched in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they removed from Kadesh, and pitched in Mount Hor, in the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up into the Mount Hor, as the Lord commanded, at the commandment of the Lord, and died there. In the 40th year, after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the first day of the first month. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. And King Arad, the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel. And they departed from Mount Hor, and pitched in Zalmanah. And they departed from Zalmanah, and pitched in Punon. And they departed from Punon, and pitched in Oboth. And they departed from Oboth, and pitched in Ije Abarim, the border of Moab. And they departed from Im, and pitched in Dibon Gad. And they removed from Dibon Gad, and encamped in Almon Diblathaim. And they removed from Almon Diblathaim, and pitched in the mountains of Abarim before Nebo. And they pitched from the mountains of Abarim, and they departed from the mountains of Abarim, and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Shemoth, even unto Abel Shittim in the plains of Moab. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, and ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, and ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places. And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. According to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes, and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. One of the ideas of the Bible is the question of coexistence. The question of coexistence. This is something that I'll talk about in tomorrow's video. So the question of coexistence of how should God's people live with unbelievers? And God is very clear. I will not necessarily extrapolate this. Let me say this once more. I will not necessarily extrapolate this to modernity, any other time in history, or any other example in the Bible. Read what God says here. He says, so the idea is, he says, you will take the land of Canaan and you will give it to your people based off of the tribes that have more people will get more land. The tribes that have less people will get less land. And then the verse here in Numbers 33, 55, and 56, which is the crux of what I want to discuss. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. Read that here. He says that those which remain of them, the unbelievers who were there previously before God's chosen people were meant to take the land of Canaan, that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. So what is God saying about the idea of coexistence here? Well, he's denying the existence of the coexistence. And the verse, of course, that I thought of when I think about God's Spirit will not coexist with mankind is Genesis 6:3. And that's exactly the idea, is that God is saying that this is to be a holy place, not just for God's people, but ultimately for the Lord as well. And God is saying, if you don't make it that way, then the people that remain, these unbelievers, they will be, in this case, pagans, they will be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and they'll vex you in the land wherein you dwell. And God says, to capitulate the point so beautifully, he says, moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. The idea being that one of the verses in the Bible, I actually think somewhere in Numbers or somewhere else, God basically saying that if you won't fight, that the consequence that was meant for the enemy will come unto you. So it's very clear that there will be no shirking of the duty, that you're going to give what you have. So it's very powerful, and God even making it crystal clear that you should not leave, that God's chosen people at this time should make the land wholly theirs, that there should not be any unbelievers there to prick their eyes and be thorns in their sides and vex them. And of course, worst of all, if they don't do that duty, that God will do unto them, the chosen people, what he wanted to do unto the unbeliever, in this case the pagans. So with that, I'll go and end the Bible reading there for today and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I worked at my core. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.